such an asshole.
So one of the actually many things I like. There's many reasons I enjoy getting old. One, it's pretty easy to be in good physical shape for your age. Adjusted for your age. Ah, she's hot for her age. Uh, Cappy's hot for his age, so that's kind of neat. Your hormones don't drive you to do stupid things, like waste your time at nightclubs and all that. You go, girl, yeah. But she's really hot. Yeah, I've been there, done that. You're more judicious with your time. You don't care. There's a lot of good things with age, actually. I'm hoping my 50s, if the trend continues, my 50s will be better than even my 40s. My 40s was the best decade of my life so far. Give it time. I'm sure something will screw up. But one thing I really like about being older is the largest lies society perpetuates, invests in, and does everything to keep up the facade. You get so old, you're like, look, it's not me. It's not a temporary thing. It's not the environment. I'm not wrong. It's all a big lie. Or there's an uncomfortable. You start to realize there are some core uncomfortable truths in life, and that no, you're not insane. And you can just say, because you could, whatever the lie is, if this was the truth, it would have panned out differently. A perfect example, the women in the United States they're not horrible. They are absolutely not conducive to marriage or family. Okay. The lie is that women can be men and they can have it all without sacrificing having a healthy traditional family. Oh, you can have a nuclear family. The kids are going to be screwed up. So that was obviously perpetuated to me and now I'm older. I'm like, no, you girls are screwed up. You're going to live you're going to be miserable. You're not going to be as happy as you are. You will not be content unless you were to go and get married and have children and have a nuclear family and be supportive of your husband. But the lie, these huge lies society tells you are so thoroughly entrenched, if not the whole point, purpose, and reason, the entire value why people invest so heavily in it, that it could be a 500 years is still going to believe the lie. I could be an old man. Like, well, that's still a lie. It won't matter because people want to believe the lie. And there's other things like socialism doesn't work. What else? College is dumb. It's a waste of time. Teachers care about you. Your parents care about you. After a while, you start to realize, no, these are all lies. And one lie that I would like to point out so I can highlight to younger people so maybe something can be done about, or at least you're not duped, is I like to pose a question to all the liberal arts majors out there, because I'm old now and it's been a quarter century since I graduated. Like, when do you solve a problem? When do all you journalism majors and political scientists and activists and government politicians and the nonprofit type of people, and especially you social science people, whether you just have an undergrad or you're like legit doctorate, which isn't a legitimate doctorate, that's a joke doctorate. Like, when do you guys actually solve just one of the problems you claim to be treating? Just one. Psychology, there's a unique curveball. It's kind of apolitical. But when do you improve the mental health of society? And what fascinates me is, not only is it pretty obvious these various social liberal arts majoring do-gooders, the people who know so much better and make it a science. I'm going to study political science. I'm going to study sociology. I'm going to study women's studies. Is not only have you not solved any problem, and not only have you not even improved any of the problems, things have gotten worse. This is with, if you'll allow me to use my liberal arts background in economics, this is with, depending on how you want to measure it, around $50 trillion in today's money in government aid. About $1 trillion a year since the Great Society started. And you guys, with that massive budget, more than we spend on the military, by the way, not a lot more, but a little bit more. With all that spending, you haven't fixed, let alone improved, one damn problem. Not one. And I'll provide another kind of angle. So it's been 50 years now. The Great Society, 65 to today, a little bit shy of 50 years. Yeah, I think a little bit shy of 50 years. At $50 trillion, and nothing fixed. Oh shoot, what was I gonna ask? Oh, it was complete failure. All the money that you guys spent. Oh, that's another one to to prove to those of you who don't know and you're politically unassuaged one way or another. You kind of like, well, we're spending a lot of money on this. My question to every liberal arts major, every social science, we haven't spent enough. All right, and I need the people who are outside of this, not politically vested in this, to we haven't spent enough. Spent what? What is the solution? Always other people's money? Couple simple questions you got to ask yourselves about the veracity of these people to realize you're just frauds. Have they ever come up with a solution like, whoa, we should give people more of their money? We should take less money. Why is it always more money? And the final thing that I want to thought to plan in your mind. Right now, we spend just under 40% of GDP in the United States on everything. That's military, actual government. 2/3 of that goes to welfare programs, income transfers, social programs, all under the genre of we took money from one group of people and we give it to another group of people for no real work. God almighty, we'd have to consider nearly all government employees welfare. So it's probably more than 2/3 now I think about it. My question is, okay, we take 40% of everyone's income on average. How much more do you want to take? You know, the answer is, oh, we need more money. All right. We got 60% left. How much do you want? Do you want all of it? Will that solve the problems? Because inevitably there is a finite amount of money being made, income being generated that you can tax and take. And if you can't solve these problems with 40%, because the government needs to run, we need roads, we need a military, we need, regulatory agencies, we need, actual government, all right, which is only 10% GDP. So 30% goes to other people for welfare and all that other stuff. Okay, how much do you want? Will it be enough? And here, no one asks that question because all these liberal arts majors, they don't know how much, they don't look at numbers. And for those of you that are unassuaged, you're still sitting on the side like, oh, yeah, we should spend more money on poor people. May I present to you the American Indian Society? Where everything, there's your experiment in socialism right there. That's not making them happy. And then also, well, how much would you like to spend? And if you wake up and kind of realize, whoa, it hasn't worked after $50 trillion in 50 years, and we're already taking 40% of Americans' production, maybe the solution isn't the liberal arts or the social sciences. Maybe the solution isn't other people's money. Maybe, sit down, here's my theory. You ready for this? This is crazy. This is out there. Maybe it's just a bunch of spoiled suburbanite, worthless crap Americans that don't want to work a real job and are egomaniacs and need to think they're great and amazing, going to save the world. Thus, the three completely worthless, vile, disgusting, evil, spoiled trust fund baby pieces of crap I threw up there. I don't know who the meme girl is. I know it's Greta Thunberg. Trust me, she ain't paying for nothing. David Hall comes from a privileged little family. What did he major in? I guarantee it's not engineering. It's not going to be engineering. And that's the whole point. Like, I think it's time to put up or shut up here, guys. You either actually start solving or at least improving these problems, or we could come to the conclusion that with 30% GDP, and $50 trillion, you guys, your solutions, your plans won't work. And instead of impoverishing everybody and essentially enslaving them, because that's what you're going to do, If everyone's got to pay 100% GDP for the government, well, now we have communism. Now you have slavery to help out the minorities and the children and the global warming and the whales and the plankton. I mean, if you wanted proof money didn't solve it, the black community, the American Indian community, higher education. If anything, it makes it worse. I'm not going to delve into the idea of income transfers and unearned money and what it does to the work ethic and how it deflects or shields people from the reality and the demands of life. I'm not going to, and how it demoralizes people and it doesn't give them any reason to live, unfortunately, get up and go do. I'm not even going to go into, I'm just asking, when do you leftists, when do you sanctimonious, smug, cocky, arrogant ass wipes of liberal arts majors and social media, when do you solve one freak? When do the nonprofits solve a problem? You remember polio, how we cured that? Ain't that interesting? Treat this, treat that. Oh my God, raise awareness. And we're doing the thing for the Komen Foundation. When do you solve it? See this thing at the grocery store. Help children with hunger. Well, we haven't solved that now? I thought they're obese. We haven't solved children's hunger? Really? Huh. So I'm just waiting for the day you liberal arts majors solve one problem. One. And here's what I would recommend you do. Since you have failed at all of them, you haven't solved one thing, you just need money for everything else. It's not, oh, we need a little bit more money over here. Since you need money for everything else, here's what I want you to do. Before you ask us for another dime, why don't you take all the money that you're receiving for all these different problems? I dare you to focus it on one. Just focus it on one. Choose whichever one you want. I don't know, saving the whales, global warming, a black community. Here, let's do this. Instead of donating money to the environment and the Sierra Club and this thing and that thing and women's rights and the abortion league or whatever, all right, let's take all that money and give that money to the black community in the form of reparations. Because that's what the black community wants. That's what everyone's claiming that they, the leftists are like, yeah, we should get, these people aren't slaves and you've never been a slave master. But, let's just do it anyway. All right, sure. Fine. Out of pure, the best social science. Oh, and then everything will be okay, right? Give it to them. All the social spending, give it to the black community 1 year in reparations. And let's see if that solves the problem. Let's see if now the black community closes the wage, income, earning, life expectancy, health gap, all the other various gaps between. And I know now you just to show the outside, the uncommitted, the bystanders, the sideliners. The left really doesn't care about black people. They're always obsessed about closing gaps between black and whites. I'm like, how about closing the gaps between blacks and Asians? Matter of fact, should we all be closing the gaps with us and the Asians? Like, shouldn't we be aiming a little bit higher? They don't really want what's best for blacks. They only want that's how short-sighted they are. I'm like, hey, Asian standards of living for all. That'd be my president. Here we go. Here we go. Nope, no liberal arts majors anymore. No social science majors anymore. We're all engineers and tradesmen and truck drivers and hot wives with big tatas who take care of the children. Let's go. Team America. Oh my God, under President Cappy, income per capita went up to $250,000 a year and all the wage gaps disappeared. Oh my God. Amy Geet. Anyway, so let's just focus like a light, like if we combine our force, like Avengers assimilate or accumulate or show up, whatever the hell the thing. Assemble. That's what I like. Avengers show up and be kind of the indifferent one. We all focus our time on just one problem. Let's see, with trillions of dollars in 1 year, if you could solve it. And then if you can't solve that one problem with all the money in 1 year, I wonder if you could solve any of your problems. And the theory I present to you people who are still sitting on the sidelines is that they've never had an intention of solving the problems. Like pharmaceutical companies, or so the theory goes, they want to cure you. They want to treat you, because what would Jesse Jackson do if black people actually started succeeding in life? He'd be out of a job. And that scumbucket knows to keep black people in poverty. He knows that. What if women actually started getting happy and made money? Oprah wouldn't have no books to sell. What would the Democrat Party do if there weren't no problems? They gotta keep you poor. They gotta keep the victim thing going on because what? What's Nancy Pelosi gonna do? Get a real job? What are all the champagne drinking womans over at the Susan G. Komen Foundation gonna do if they actually cure women's cancer? What, go be housewives or become accountants? No, they like their cocktail parties. And that's why you can look, you just see it in their faces. They're lazy people and they don't want to work. That's it. And they're sanctimonious egomaniacs that can't just abide not working and be collecting a welfare check or living off their parents, or in Greta Thunberg's case, the morons over in Scandinavia's welfare state. They can't tolerate that. They got to do something. Well, when do you do something? When do you solve the problem? The answer is you don't. All right, let's go through the super chats, if any. Late stage capitalist, $5. They won't solve any problem. They're in the business of having problems. Right, right. I just wish the people who are the victims of the problems wake up and realize that. It wouldn't be solved. There'd be at least a decade's worth of work where we'd have to get whatever groups of victims, like, here's the real world. Here's how you've been lied to. Here's what you got to do to get ahead now. And it's not going to, the generation is going to have to die out. We're going to need a younger generation to have the right information so they make the right decisions. And then we actually start closing them. But from boomers to Zoomers, those generations are not going to be part of any solution. They will not solve any problem. All right. There you go. See you guys later, Toodles.